I had to share this poll with you. This is really something crazy. So, look, I've seen now, Jesus Christ, every day there's a new poll that comes out that shows Biden losing to Trump, especially in the swing states. Some polls have him losing in 6 of the 7. Some polls have him losing in 7 of the 7. Some of the polls, he's down big in a lot of the swing states that he's going to need. But then when you get to the specific issues, it's really bad. Like, he's down over 20 points on a lot of individual topics, whether it be immigration or crime or the economy. He's just getting trounced right now, Biden is. And then that leads to the question of, okay, why? Like, why? What's at the core of this? Well, my theory has always been twofold. Number one, as soon as the pandemic-era social safety net expansions went away, that people economically were struggling a lot more. And that led to a massive dip in his approval rating. And I stand by that. The timing works out perfectly. And it makes sense, right? That would be one of the things that's hurting him. The other thing I think that's hurting him massively is backing the genocide in Gaza. Arming and funding Netanyahu as he just carpet bombs babies every single day, bombs every single kind of humanitarian or civilian infrastructure, I should say, blocking the humanitarian aid from coming in. These are a big deal. But this poll asked, what's your biggest concern about Biden? Look at this. His age / too old, 46%. Then we get economy/inflation, 6%, Middle East, Israel, 5%, mental competence, senility, 5%, concerns about popularity, 4%, not doing a good job, 3%, not progressive enough, 3%. So in other words, all of my highfalutin theories about all the policy failures, at the end of the day, the real reason people have big concerns about Biden is they literally look at him and just go, I'm sorry, he's just too old. He's just too old. There's not much you can do about that perception now, is there? I mean, the only thing I could think of, got to have homie exercise a lot to seem like he's with it. Got to pump his ass full of all sorts of uppers that could keep him going and keep him focused, right? Keep him sharp and finishing sentences. But outside of that, what the fuck are you going to do about that? What are you going to do? Because you could change policy towards Israel. You could do that. You can make a decision. Okay, we're going to stop arming and funding them. We're going to allow a condemnation through with the UN. We're going to sanction them. Whatever. There's a million things you could do to distance yourself from that. And that could help. There's a million things you could do economically. They're thinking about expanding the child tax credit again. That'd be wonderful. He could try to wipe out medical debt or something. That'd be wonderful. But if at the end of the day, even if you do 4 or 5 things that are based, and people just look at you and think, you just don't have it anymore. You're just not with it enough. You're just too old. I don't know how you overcome that, right? I don't know how you overcome that. So at the end of the day, the thing that might actually take him down is the most normie thing of all time. The simple, voters look at you, they do the eye test, and they're like, nah, you're just too old. Now, by the way, I don't even think that's necessarily fair, because to me, the problem is not his age. There's people who are his age that are sharp as a tack. The problem is he's lost multiple steps. Now, is it tied to the age? Sure. But point is, there are people who are that age that's not the issue, right? They're still totally fine. But other people don't agree. They just see him. They think too old. They think he's not with it. And that could be his Achilles heel. And could you imagine blowing this and handing the country back over to Trump? Just because the Democrats decided we're going to bet on this guy who's like 1 trillion years old. It's the biggest self-goal of all time. It really is. It is such a self-own. It is, because the other guy's got 91 criminal charges. He's got 4 indictments. He tried to overthrow the last election. He's bragging about how authoritarian he's going to be. He said he wants to terminate the Constitution to get his ass back in the White House. Like, the list of shit, he's all in for Project 2025, which is terrifying and destroying the administrative state completely. He wants to pack the administration with complete loyalists so nobody ever tells him no again and there's no more checks and balances, right? This is what he wants to do. And the country may be turned back over to that guy because Democrats decided we're going to bet it all on this guy that everybody's looking at and saying he's just too old. Oh, man. So, I don't know. What do you guys make of this? Is this the biggest issue to you? Do you agree that this is the biggest issue to people? Do you think anything policy-wise could fix this? Or does he just need to do massive amounts of Adderall and try to appear more peppy than he is? He should definitely grow a beard. He should grow a beard, and he should take massive amounts of uppers and try to look like he's younger and act like he's younger, for sure. But curious what you guys think of it. Put it in the comment section. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.